All right, so we're going to get started on the midterm. Make sure that you have your heads up display turned on and you're using your custom shelf. First thing I'm going to do is go to File, and I'm going to set my project. Now, in your case, you're just going to set your project to your project folder for the class. In my case, I'm going to make a new project window, a new project folder. Go to New. I'm going to call it X midterm. I'm going to navigate to, okay, my models, that's where I want it to go. Accept. I'm going to make sure that correct folder. Paste right there. And then I'm going to bring in the Axe image into the front view is fine. View, image plane, import image. Bring it in here. Now I'm going to pretend like this axe is made out of wood instead of out of plastic, because the reason I chose this axe instead of a wooden one, because there are plenty of wooden ones on the internet, is because I like the shape of the handle. I just want to pretend like it's wood. I think that's looking like it's vertical. Let's make a cube here and see. I think that's, yeah, that's pretty vertical. Okay. Just kind of get that out of the way there. So I'll start with this handle. And what I'm going to do to create that is make a cylinder. So I'm going to come up here and go to cylinder. I'll bring that up into here, and then I'll go to channel box. And I'm going to change its radius. So click on the word radius. I'm going to middle click and drag. And I'll move that up and over. We don't need to have 20 divisions. I'll do 12. A little bit easier to manage. And then the height, I just want to get this area filled in here. Then we can kind of make everything off of that. So the height of 1.8 maybe? Is that? 1.7. Okay, there's that. Turn off my grid. So what we can see is this kind of bumps out and then it goes up. Let's do the top. I think that'll be easier. Go to the face here. Click on the face. Deselect these faces here. So all I have is this top here. I'm going to go press R. I'm going to hold Shift and click and drag from the center. Maybe move that up slightly. Hold Shift and click and drag up. And then press R, hold Shift and click and drag. I want to match, obviously, so I'm going to scale it down till it matches with what I see in the image behind it. I'm going to hold Shift and click and drag this up. I can always just go all the way up to here, and then I can add in edge loops and adjust the shape of this. And then go to vertex here, grab these vertices. No, go to vertex, come here. What are you doing? I don't know why it did that. That makes absolutely no sense. Scale them down slightly. Move these over here so it kind of flows a little bit better. And then these can do the same thing. Or something similar. Okay. Now if I press 3, this is going to look terrible, but just to get a start on it, that's what we did. So press 1, and I'll add an edge loop on right around here, and this will help that shape quite a bit, as you can see. We can press 3 here, and we can kind of move these around, kind of get them to fit with what we see in the image. All right, and then look at this. That's not right. To hold that shape, we're going to add an edge loop right here and one right here. I'm just going to press 3 and look at that. It holds that shape. Now, I'm going to turn on the X right here. It's a little bit too high. Go to vertex, select these vertices here and move them down. See if that's the line up there. Get this line up out here. Okay, there you go. Similar thing on the bottom. We're going to go to faces. Deselect these up here, so we only have these ones down here. Press R, hold Shift, click and drag on the center. Move that down, drag it back on the center. Press W, hold Shift, click and drag down. Press R, hold Shift, click and drag in. Press W, move it down slightly. There we go, and we got that shape roughly. Press W, hold Shift, click and drag. I'm not going to worry about these little details in here. Just want to kind of get this overall, this shape. Right here we can hold Shift. Let's get to the middle of this. We'll hold Shift and click and drag again. And then I'm going to hold Shift and click and drag over this way. And hold Shift, click and drag down. Hold Shift, click and drag over this way here. So this, if we can't scale this from the center because it's going to make it wider, I'm just going to scale it this direction right here. So we'll need to have that a little bit wider. We don't want to make it wider all around. We just want to make it wider in that one dimension. Press W, hold Shift, click and drag down to here. Do it again to here, and then down to here, and then all the way down to the end. And we can rotate it so it kind of matches with the end a bit better. So up here, this needs to poke out. So I'll need to have divisions on here. Go to vertex here, pull this out. And then I'll scale it this way and then I'll move it. So you want to keep it straight over here, but you want to get it rounded on there. Kind of similar to what you want to do right here. Go to vertex, vertex. Move that over there. These line up. 12 might be too many divisions on this. It's probably too late for you if you're watching this for the midterm. See, there you go. Now we can add on an edge loop in here. And then one up here. And we're pointed. Look at that. We got a pointy part there. Grab these right here. We'll scale them slightly wider and move them over so they match better. Look at that. It's looking like we got the right shape going on. Pretty impressive. Who knew we could do that? Make shapes. This one right here, well, I'll scale it. Nope. Just grab. Make sure we don't grab. I had at least one selected down here. So I'm going to use the offset edge loop tool. The offset edge loop tool is in your mesh tools. It should be on your custom shelf. Just kind of bring in that so we can make that point right there pretty easily. We can go to the vertex here, vertex, and grab these, and we can pull this out. And then we have that shape locked in there pretty well. And then this is like weird here. I don't know why it's being a pain. Okay, we can scale this. Rotate it, scale it. Pull these down here to get that shape. Maybe pull these out too. And then we'll go ahead and add an edge loop along here to kind of keep it. It's maybe not. Pretty much got it. We got to do something up here with this. Take these vertices here and down here. Just scale them. Now this is going to be all kinds of messed up and crooked. Don't worry about it though. When we look at it in the perspective view, it should be kind of wrong. because we got these shapes going all every which way through here. This here, I'm not liking this. It's frustrating me. A couple different ways we can deal with this, because it gets this weird like divot going on there, that weird shape there. One thing we do is I'm going to take like this edge. Make sure you marquee select carefully, so you don't want to get any extra edges. We can hold Shift and Control and slide them, and then we can move them into position over here. But that's still giving me troubles. Let's go. That's why. Yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah. I'm going to delete it. There you go. That's probably all the better we're going to be able to get this. Go to vertex. Let me try to slide the vertices instead. What the heck? Why is it? I'm just going to drag this in. Yeah. It doesn't match back here. So I'll have to add in an edge, I think. And then grab this one here, shift it over slightly. Okay, so we have the basic shape of this handle here. Let's take a look at it up here in the perspective view. So as you can see, it's got some weirdness. I'm going to scale it because it's probably not perfectly cylindrical. It's a pretty cool handle. It's very interesting, right? Okay, so that's at least the basics of the handle. That might be all that we do for the handle. Maybe we'll come back to it later and kind of work on some stuff. Probably the ends. Fix up the ends because they're kind of not going to work the way they are. As you can see, they're like all kinds of gnarly. So we'll deal with that in the next video, and then we'll get into the blade.